Good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard. Thanks for stopping in on a Tuesday evening, the 8th of April, in the year of our Lord, 2025. Hopefully we have no sound issues tonight. I tried to play around with some things. I did watch the playback from last week, and I saw some of those gremlins hitting. Really don't know why. I'm going to write it off to a YouTube or StreamYard thing because all of my equipment is basically the same as it always has been. I would appreciate if anybody wants to just chime in really quickly and make sure that sound is, as it should be, that I'm audible, that, no crazy fast forward. I saw some stuff where it almost sounded like the audio was being sped up for some bizarre reason. So I would like to write it off as a one-time thing. And I would really appreciate it if anybody who is watching yet could just say, it sounds good, it sounds lousy, everything in between. Hi, Karen. Sound is good. Okay, very good. If you notice from last week, it was good when we were just speaking, but it seemed like once I did the share screen option and we started listing, which is really the goal of tonight's episode, things went off the rails a little bit. So let's hope that things stay on the rails tonight. And again, great to see you, Karen. April showers, my little banner. Yeah, we had a torrential rain all day yesterday. Today the sun was out, but it was really cold. I'm wearing sweatshirts again. It's freezing. Supposed to be in the 20s tonight, upper 20s or something crazy. Spring ain't what it used to be, folks. Ain't what it used to be. But we'll get through it. It's only the beginning of April. I look forward to actual proper spring hitting and staying in the area and all of your areas respectively as well. I'm excited that spring is finally here, and it's probably my favorite season. Honestly, I love spring and all the good things that usually accompany spring. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Welcome aboard, man. Great to have SM Postcards here tonight. Good to see you. It's been a long time. Karen says, yes, that was the issue. With the sped up, I keep saying vocals because I'm a musician, the sped up audio, I guess that's what you mean. Let me get rid of this banner because it takes up occupies too much space. Valuable space. But we will definitely commence with some listing. Hopefully, as I said just a moment ago, there won't be any sound problems when we switch over. I don't anticipate. There never used to be. Let's just hope it was a one-time thing. I'm glad everything sounds clear right now. What do I have for tonight? I have an issue of Life magazine. What a surprise, but I only have like 10,000 of them. But Life magazine from Christmas time of 1963. Nice chock full. What do we have? We have 22 ads. About 5 or 6 of them, maybe even, probably 5 or 6 of them are double pages. So 22 items, but there's really a lot more than that as far as scans I had to do. But let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks like 5 of them are double page ads. So we'll definitely get cracking on that shortly. And we'll take a look. It's a nice looking magazine. A lot of cool products to explore and get listed. Hi, Mark, says Karen. Yes. Well, that goes without saying, but we're just talking about technical issues tonight, Mark. Technical issues. We don't want any technical issues. Hi, Susan. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Want to keep everything as pristine as humanly possible on this broadcast. I usually don't have big problems like that. I'm happy to report, again, for anybody who remembers some of my rambling last week. It's hard to believe it's been a week. What a fast week this has been. I figured out what was going on with my iMac over here where I look at the chat. Once I start doing the listing, everything's up and running now, so I can see the chat on that screen, which is very beneficial. That was another issue from last week. We're just going to write off last week as, what's the word? I don't know. As a one-off. It was a freak thing, never to repeat itself again, never to rear its ugly head again. All right, guys, it is 7:05 here on the East Coast, so I'm just going to get started. We'll get some listing done. Again, feel free to chat, contribute, ask questions, make comments, make suggestions. I'm always wide open for that too. Let me get my draft open and then we will commence. I'll do the screen share, and that's where things happened last week. So let's hope that doesn't repeat itself. All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's roll. Add to stage, which means see the screen. Put me down there. Good, good, good. All right, and now we're going to start with the scary part. All right, we are now on my listing draft screen to list. Gotta wait for the feed to catch up with the little 10-second, 15-second delay, whatever it is. All right, I see myself fine. I hope you hear everything clearly. Please let me know. My crack staff, let me know if there's anything going on. Still sound okay? That's good to see, Karen. Good to hear, I should say. And now this is the part that really went nuts, right? I'm sharing the picture folder now and scrolling up and down. Please let me know if that sounds normal. Hopefully it does. Because I think this was the culprit last time when we went into this page for whatever reason. Oh, thank you very much. Still good. All right, cool. See, so it was a one-off thing. Let me get back in. I'm sorry, I can't read the name there, but somebody just wrote a nice comment. You've been missing my live shows. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thank you very much. Callie Debs, that's it. Hi, Callie Debs. Welcome aboard. Sorry. Eyes ain't what they used to be either, just like spring. All right. Well, let's rock and roll, folks. Let's just get this started. We are, I was going to say January, December 63. There's your dimensions of all the one page, each individual page, 14 by 11. If it's a double page ad, obviously just double that. Well, at least double the width. All the other stuff is kind of the same. And we're going to kick it off with this product here. Fleischmann's. Fleischmann's is a whiskey, it looks like. So we start off, because 'tis the season after all, with some booze. Welcome aboard, everybody. Make yourself comfortable. Thank you very much for coming in. And for the few that are watching so far, if you wouldn't mind just leaving a thumbs up so YouTube knows we're out here, I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you again for hanging out. Fleischmann's whiskey. To E or not to E? That is the question, right? What do we have on this ad? We have an E, so we'll keep the E in there. Whiskey. There's some Canadian thing where they drop the E, I guess, or is it vice versa? I'm not sure, but I think I default to, if I wasn't thinking about it, I would probably not have an E in there, but I don't know if that's correct for the nation I reside in, but whatever, right? So Fleischmann's whiskey print ad. Let us get our item category, which will be other distillery, because Fleischmann's apparently doesn't have its own, but that's okay. And we'll put this into beverages in my store category. And that's it. Away we go. So let's get our company name is Fleischmann's. So we're going to do multicolor. Original brand is Fleischmann's. This would be a print ad that we are listing this evening. It's from 1963. Okay, that's it for the specifics. Still good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Glad to hear that. All right, so what do we have going on? Let's take a look. Hopefully we'll be able to blow this up without any issues. Fleischmann's open house. Looks like there's a party going on. So smart to serve, so smart to buy. Preferred blended whiskey, gin. Oh, they have, I see. They have a whiskey, a gin, and a vodka product. So basically, what do we got going on? I'm going to write Christmas party, open house. Almost every ad tonight is going to be featuring Christmas. So we'll just have that kind of in there most likely for most of the ads, if not all. Christmas party, open house. I guess we could put gin, vodka, right? Because it's not just for the whiskey. And that pretty much covers everything on this first ad. We're just getting warmed up here, but you can see it's just kind of a house party, right? Looks like a martini or something going on in here. Wonderful thing, right? Walk up to somebody's house, boom, martinis on a tray. Pretty bow going with the red bow and the lights. Quite festive, quite festive. All right, I think we're going to kick this one off and kind of leave it as is. If anybody has any other keyword that they think I might benefit this listing, we still have 9 characters to play with, so let me know what you think. I think it's good too. We'll start with this one. Off to the races, all right? List. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is get listings up on eBay. All right, create similar. We'll get rid of that photo. We're going to keep 63. We're going to keep print ad, and we're going to keep Christmas with the presumption that the next several ads will all have those characteristics, and I'm sure they will. Blue Feather Ephemeral, how you doing, man? Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you, Greg. All righty. Let's get rid of that one. And what I often like to do, for those who have watched before, is since we started with a beverage ad, let's just keep that rolling. We'll look for some other beverage ads, and it looks like up here we have another one for Old Taylor 86. Let's check that one out. Old Taylor 86. Greg, you'll be happy to know that so far so good with the audio stuff. Apparently that was kind of an apparition last week. Thank goodness for that. Holiday Spirit, give the best America has to offer, Old Taylor 86. And what is this? Is this another whiskey? I'm trying to find out. It is Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Greg, Kentucky. Ain't that your parts? Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. All right, so we are at the spirits store, obviously. We're loading up the tree. We got the pipe going. I mean, what else do you need in life? Come on, you got a turkey in the station wagon. Sounding great. Very good to hear, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate your patience from last week. Had I known it was that bad, you guys were very kind. When I watched the playback, I was like, oh, man, what the heck happened? But anyway, let's let bygones be bygones. We have Kentucky bourbon, right? Whiskey. And I guess we will do, what should we do here? The Bourbon Trail is flooded this week. Oh, yeah. I guess I'd love to put Christmas tree in there. I'll put tree. I'll put turkey because there is one in the station wagon. I'd love to put station wagon, but I don't think we have enough characters right now. Spirits, maybe we could fit that. No, we don't have enough spirits. What do you think? I think that's pretty good. I think it's perfect. Nice, simple little distillery ad. Oh, but what's not perfect is the fact that I left the information from the last ad in. So tisk tisk. I think all we need to do on this basically is change the brand, which is exactly what we're going to do. The rest is the same. Makes it easy. That's why I like to do like products in succession. Just, a few less keystrokes. All right, away we go. There's 2 down in just about 5 minutes or less. It's a good pace. All right, the question is, do we have more spirits to list? Let's see. From this December of 63 issue of Life magazine. I think it's December 9th, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we got. Old Taylor is gone. That could be it for the... Now, we do have another beverage ad. Yeah, let's do this one. That's just a soft drink as opposed to a hard drink. And that soft drink would be Pepsi-Cola, folks. Look at this. That's a cool scene, right? For those who think young, Pepsi generation, all that stuff. Glass bottle, mom and dad under the tree. Got the rocking horse going. Classic ad. Pepsi. Let's change that category, which, of course, Pepsi has its own proprietary category, which is cool. Unfortunately, I hit Chevrolet. Why that happened, I have no idea, but let's forget about that. All right. And then we will just change the brand to Pepsi. Yep. And we will change this stuff because apparently it got lost printed. Definitely original 63. All right. Everything else looks good. Nice looking ad. For those who think young. So we're definitely going to do Christmas tree, rocking horse, I guess we'll put. Let's blow this one up because we know we're not having sound issues, so we can take a good look like usual. There we go. For those who think young, I guess we'll throw that in there. That's their little tagline, right? Light bracing Pepsi-Cola matches your modern activities. Cold, inviting Pepsi. Anything else you guys can think of aside from, I'm going to put in those who think young for sure. Anything else strike you guys as far as some wording we could use? Those who think young. That'll have to do because that's 75 out of the 80. So there we go. There's 3 down already. Rocking them rolling. Refresh this for a second. Okay. There we go. All right, create similar. Moving right along is right, Karen. Nothing wrong with that, from my perspective anyway. All right, Pepsi, Pepsi, Pepsi. Where are you? Right there. Have any more soda? Don't think so. Might be it for the beverage ads this evening. Alrighty, we'll just do all the one pages and then we'll finish off with the 4 or 5, whatever it is, double page ads. So let us go to the wonderful world of, let's go to the kitties. Always guaranteed to get an awe from the crowd. Frisky's cat food. Let's see where we got this. Pets is where I put that. And then I have a store category that is dogs and cats, I think. Yep, dogs and cats. Sometimes I forget what I named some of these things. So print ad. It's definitely not Pepsi, though. It is Friskies. All right, everything else the same. There you go, Greg. Thank you for filling in the awe. Delicious, of course, but it nourishes completely. Now, this is not a Christmas ad, so I'm going to take out Christmas on this one, which leaves us a little extra room. I guess we'll put, do you think these guys qualify as kittens? Or are we dealing with proper cats? What do you think? You friends of felines, what do you guys think? Is that like a mom and a kitten, potentially? Let's see. Let's read. More than just chicken. Proper nourishment. Bum, 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 bum. Little Friskies for cats, packed with tender whole fish. Little Friskies. Anybody know? You're seeing kittens, huh? I don't know. This guy looks a little older. This looks like it might be the kitten, and this is maybe the mom. What do you think? Or am I seeing things? Greg's seeing kittens. You know what? Just for fun, there's definitely no harm. The eBay police will not go after us if we have cat and kittens. Right? Mention this would catch either collector group. Chicken flavor. Anybody have any idea what type of cat this is? Karen agrees with the kittens. I am not up on my like cat breeds. Attractive looking guys though. They got like kind of blue-green eyes and reddish and white hair. Very nice. I don't see anything. Sometimes if you zoom in really closely, you'll see like some writing down here or some sort of indication. But in this case, of course, we have nothing. All right, but we're seeing kittens. That's good. We're seeing kittens. Any idea what kind of kittens or cats these are, folks? If not, they are orange tabby cats, says Callie Debs. Will we treat that statement as gospel? Everybody's got tabby. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Callie, for starting that off. Tabby. Orange tabby cats. Let's do that. Let's do that. Orange tabby kittens. Chicken flavor. Not chicken flavored cats, after all, but kind of importance of words, right? We put this kind of stuff towards the tail end. The most potent keywords should be up front. So they tell us. Very good. Delicious. I mean, that's kind of nourishes. What else? They are cute. No doubt about it. Cat food. I like these little Friskies. What are little Friskies? Little like treats or something? What are they? They have new fish flavor, which I guess we could do as well. Chicken flavored cats. Yeah, that's whatever happened to those? You don't see those at the A&P anymore. Excuse me, what aisle do you have your chicken flavored cats? I guess we could write fish too. Canned, maybe? Canned. There you go. 79 out of 80. Thank you, guys, especially Callie Debs for starting me off with this tabby cat. And for Greg and Karen chiming in. Very much appreciate it. I told you I always learn things every show. Why do you think I do these stupid things? It's to learn stuff. All right. Thank you, guys. And definitely, as Karen said, moving quite briskly or swiftly, whatever's more effective. Let's see. But we got the awe. We got the awe. I'll put Christmas back in there because I have a inkling there might be some more Christmas stuff. Okay. That's definitely the only pet ad I remember seeing. So we'll get rid of that one. Not too many cigarette ads, which is surprising for the time. I think we have 2. Let's do the 2 cigarette ads. We got Chesterfield King. And actually, this isn't a Christmas ad either, excuse me, but we're going to definitely do skiing. But let's just get the category, which is super simple. It is called cigarettes. The brand is Chesterfield indeed. Let's put this into the cigarette category. I have cigarettes/tobacco, so I capture cigarettes, cigars, pipes, all that good stuff. All right, and that's it. Super simplistic as far as item specifics. All right, skiing. Goggles, maybe. Is goggles spelled like Google? No, GLES, right? Winter sports. Skiing ads seem popular. Yeah, definitely. Let's hope this is no exception, Greg. Tastes great, because of course they do. Ski lift we could put in there, I guess, right? This is cool. We have a specific, this is what I was saying if you zoom in. Stratton Mountain in Vermont. Great day, great smoke. Good stuff. So let's throw that in, right? On the off chance that somebody is ooh, my light just came on. Somebody is collecting maybe stuff from Stratton Mountain in Vermont. Let's see if we could fit that in. Stratton Mountain. I'll put VT, universal sign for Vermont. What do you guys think? You go with the place names. Yeah, so do me. So do me. So do I. Dejected Tomato. How you doing? That's a hysterical name. Welcome to the show. I love people with good humor with their little usernames. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming in. All right, that's it. So we got Stratton Mountain, just in case, again, somebody, you know what? In fact, we're going to put that in front of goggles because I think that's kind of secondary. Hopefully you agree. All right, and there's a cigarette ad for eBay's consideration. Yep, name and place, says Karen. I agree wholeheartedly. People collect stuff, and they might be collecting all things Stratton Mountain, Vermont, right? We want to be there when they're looking for Stratton Mountain, Vermont stuff. We want to be counted. We have another cigarette ad, so let's get that one up next. Get rid of Chesterfield, and then we have, actually, it's pretty cool. This is this is a brand, excuse me, I've never heard of, and you guys can tell me if you have. When I first saw this, I thought it was a box of Ronzoni spaghetti. Doesn't it kind of look like that if you look at a distance? Turns out, nope, it's Montclair cigarettes. Anybody familiar with Montclair cigarettes? I am definitely not. Let me know if you guys have ever heard of this. It's new to me. I think we go back to Christmas. I think I'm just going to put Christmas gift probably because they have a bow. Christmas gift, that's funny. Christmas gift. All right, so let's change our brand to Montclair. And there's the brand. That's all we have to switch. Everything else is the same. There's only 3 lousy specifics anyway. Looks like a box of candy. Yeah, to me it looked like Ronzoni spaghetti. But I could say the candy thing, sure. It's all about the marketing, isn't it, Karen? Even a lethal product like a cigarette. Look at this. They make it look like it's the most amazing thing. Puts the menthol in the filter where it can't burn. Filters in the freshness because nothing smells freshness like sucking in some hot smoke. Makes the last puff taste as fresh as the first. Montclair, Montclair. The American Tobacco Company, Louisville. Montclair, Montclair, Montclair. Full to the brim. Yeah, and they do put it in basically what looks like a frosted candy dish. All right, so we have Christmas gift. Shoppers. Shoppers, says Susan. Please explain. What should I put? Dish, bowl? I know, booze and smokes in Kentucky. What else do you need? Hee-haw. All we need is a horse ad to complete the trifecta, right? The bluegrass, the horses. What do you mean by shoppers, Susan? You're suggesting I use the word shoppers for some reason? And if so, I'd like to hear why. All for it. I'm all for any suggestions. Just curious what the motivation is. Dejected tomatoes could appeal to Zippo collectors. Absolutely. Great catch. I didn't see that. If it was a Zippo lighter ads do very well for me. And if it was, in fact, a Zippo, that probably should be a keyword. And I might go in and make that adjustment. So thank you very much, Dejected Tomato. Absolutely correct. People definitely like the Zippo lighters. What do you guys think? We good? Got so many characters here to use. I don't know what to use. Gift box, maybe? Christmas gift box. Carton, right? Isn't that what they call it? A carton of cigarettes. That's what I should put. What else? Bow. Ornaments. There you go. Gets the point, right? Anybody familiar with these Montclair cigarettes? That was my first question. I didn't see any hands raised. New to me for sure. I don't know how long. It says they were new then, so I don't know how long their shelf life has been, if they're still out. Similar ad sold for $30. Something tells me it's not going to be an ad, but let's see what it says. See an actual advertising back. That's why you can't take this thing as gospel at all, as I'm sure we all know, but it's lumping in this $45 item. It's an actual box or carton, you know? So take that with a grain of salt, folks, when you're doing your pricing. All right, let's get that one up, and I think we're good with the cigarettes. There might be one more. I don't remember, but I think that's it. Glass bottles, Susan. All right. Let's see. I'm taking a chance on erasing cigarettes because I don't think there were more than just those two. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's go to Campbell's. Mid-century is always good. Yeah, when in doubt, mid-century, right? Mid-century model. Modern, excuse me. I know a lot of people use that for everything. Campbell's. We'll see what kind of soup it is, but we'll just put soup in for now. I don't think this has any Christmas reference either, but we'll see. But let's just get us into our soup category, which is right there. Campbell's soup. Done. Put it into food in my store like that. Campbell's multicolor original print ad. 63. Oh, you think Susan's is lagging, huh? Yeah, I don't know why she was mentioning the shoppers. Hopefully everybody's up to date, right? We're on the soup ad right now. Yeah, Susan, maybe try refreshing your screen. Sometimes that works. I don't know how you're watching, if you're watching on a computer, on Roku, on a phone, whatever, but an iPad, just try to refresh your screen and maybe it'll bring it up. It sounds like it's true. Maybe you're back a little bit. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look at this ad and see what's going on, what kind of soup it is. I think it's some kind of seafood thing based on the image we see. If I could find it, here we go. Oh, anybody a fan of clams and oysters and shrimp? Come on. And scallops. My favorite food on earth right here, scallops. What's up, man? Paper people, how you doing? Love scallops. Oh, broiled scallops and butter. Life is good. To make the best, begin with the best. Because you know Campbell's has all this stuff in it. All fixed now. No problem, Susan. Thank you. That's why I'm sorry. I was a little confused with the reference there, but it makes sense if you're going back a couple of ads. Yeah. So what do we have? We have our chefs know what they want. Campbell's offers you the way of seafood. Campbell's frozen oyster stew. All right, so we're going to do seafood soup. instead of breaking it down into its individual components here. Seafood soup, chef. If anybody doesn't know, the little girl there with the fisherman's hat, they're called the Campbell's Kids. They go back eons to the beginning of Campbell's. I have ads from like 1910, 1915, something like that, with Campbell's Kids on them. So you could definitely use Campbell's Kids as a keyword. Oyster stew. And then they have, you notice there's also a little reference here. Other products also made by Campbell. Swanson, V8, of course. Should have had a V8. Franco-American. Remember Franco-American? Kind of a competitor to Chef Boyardee. Red Kettle and Bounty. The quicker picker-upper, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I think that's good. We have seafood. Quite an assortment of seafood, I might add. Chef. Chowder is a good word, sure. Thank you for that. Chowder. I mean, we could just put clams, shrimp, scallops, oyster. Boom. What's up, Biff? How you doing? You can't sell a Campbell's ad if it doesn't have the kids in it. Yeah, people collect the Campbell's Kids. Welcome aboard, Biff. Good to have you. Anybody who has just joined recently, if you wouldn't mind, please. I'm going to keep plugging this stupid thing because they tell you should, and I guess why not try? Just leave a thumbs up if you have a second. I'd really appreciate it. Chowderhead. If you have a second, just leave that thumbs up for watching tonight, and maybe we'll get a few more people coming in. Maybe some new. I love when new people come in. That's always exciting. All right, list it. Good suggestion with the chowder. Thank you for that. Dejected tomato. Or DT is if it's okay to call you. In the interest of brevity. All right. That is definitely the only soup ad we have tonight. But that is a good point, Biff. I agree. Campbell's Kids are definitely the collectability for a lot of the soup ads. Yes. Campbell's soup ads. Right there. Okay. I think I changed that to food. I hope I did. Yeah, I did change it to food. All right. So speaking of food, what else do we have that's food that's not a double page? We just talked about Franco-American. Remember I said it's a competitor to Chef Boyardee, who, by the way, was actually from Italy and was Boiardi, gentleman's name. And they just kind of anglicized it to Boyardee for the stupid Americans so we could pronounce it correctly. Chef Boyardee. Frozen pizza. Does R have two? No. Frozen pizza. Let's put this in, I guess, other food and beverage, sure. Susan has a DT is fine. Cool, thank you. You have Campbell Kid earrings. That's pretty cool. Very original. I'm just going to put one word. I'm not really sure how that should be, if we should break it up like that. Chef Boyardee. Your Chef Boyardee ads seem to go to someone in Hawaii. You must, don't ask. Could be a collector out there that looks for all things Chef Boyardee. And don't you know, there are absolutely people that will just collect Chef Boyardee, or just collect, Schaefer beer, or just collect Friskies cat food and dog food. There are collectors for everything under the sun. It always amazes me. It really does. You'd think it wouldn't anymore, but it does. It just, sometimes I list these things. I think, who the heck is going to buy this? Not this specifically. This is kind of cool, but some of these other ads, I'm like, why would anybody want to buy that? But they do. Imagine frozen pizza. That's Pizzeria Perfect. I like Pizzeria Perfect. Man, I could go for some pizza too. Haven't had pizza in donkey's years, so I'm doing the low carb thing. Cheese or sausage. That's good. Cheese, sausage, sausage. Pizzeria flavor. When you list, you don't care who buys it. Yeah, good point. It just surprises me sometimes with some of these things. I can't think of a specific example now. I'll bring it up if it comes up, but sometimes I just look at some of these ads and I think, who the heck is going to buy a nondescript, washing machine ad or something like that? But again, they do. Slice. Slice isn't bad because it is indeed just a slice there, right? I like it, Greg. Thank you. And that takes us to 79 out of 80. I think we win. Let me just modify, as I'm sure your keen eyes have noticed. That's a half of an ad as far as the width is concerned. So you got the 14 by 5, 5.5. Give or take. Some ads you list you think will never sell, and they usually sell fastest. Exactly. Right? Who are we to judge? And the ones you think are going to sell sit there in your store for 5 years. I know, it is crazy. There's no rhyme or reason. Right person, right time. You know? Again, I'm intrigued by a 2150. Let's see. Oh, sometimes that disappears if you do that. You ever notice that? There we go. That's the way to get it. You hit select, see pricing options. And there's why you got a newsletter, what's cooking. You got an actual can of pizza sauce, and then you have the ad for $16. So it's a good price. You sold a $35 magazine a few days ago. It's amazing what sells. $35 magazine itself. What kind of magazine? All right, let's list that one. It is amazing what sells, though. You're right. Absolutely true. All right, bam. Hopefully eBay recognizes that breakup of Chef Boy RD, because AR and DEE, I guess D is a proper name, but AR, it might kind of just gloss over that as like an incorrect spelling word, but it's all right. The image is what sells them most of the time anyway. Image and price, right? And having it in the right category so people can find what you want. All right, we have a ham ad, so we're going to go there next. Keeping with the food, we'll try to get all the food ads done in succession. Biff went on a binge of ad listing last month. He definitely skipped over some of the stuff he listed for the first round a couple of years ago. Oh, that's very, yeah. So did you go back to magazines that you had already kind of carved up? That's something I've done too. Mrs. Flip had suggested that, and she was quite correct, because way back 4 or 5 years ago in the early days of my endeavors into print ads, I would just kind of go for the big items, the full pages, and kind of blow off all the smaller ones. And I've mentioned in videos in the past that shame on me, and I don't suggest you do what I used to do. Do what I do now, is try to get as much meat off the bone as you can with magazines. Those little inch by inch ads, all that kind of stuff, they all sell. They really do. So don't sleep on any of that stuff. Try to get every bit of meat off the bone as we segue right into a Wrath ham ad. Speaking of meat on the bone, anybody heard of Wrath brand ham? I have not. See if that stays in. Yeah, we'll keep it in Wrath. Not familiar with that. Could be a regional thing sometimes. Depends on where the magazine was sold. Might be a Midwest thing. Or anybody familiar with Wrath hams? Don't do what Donnie don't do. That's right. DT has always overlooked the small ads and gone full pages only. Maybe you should rethink. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Check out some videos. My highest sold ad was all but 2 by 3 inches or something, or maybe even 2 by 2. Do not sleep on those small ads. You'll find a lot of them in the really old magazines. I'm talking turn of the century. I'm talking even 1890s. I have some up to like World War I. There are just tons of those really small. I used to call them classified ad styles, like in newspapers. Tons and tons and tons of really good stuff that people like. The quack medicine stuff I've talked about. Sorry, Miss Flipper was just writing. All is well, though. She is done baking for this evening. I'm sorry, I lost my... Yeah, the small ads. Definitely revisit them. If you still have the bulk of the magazines, let's say you went through and looked for those, what you considered cream of the crop stuff, which is exactly what I do most of the time, too. Go back in. Take a look. Half pages like I just did with the pizza. I mean, that's only a half page. It still sticks out. Some of the pages are divided into 4. So it'd be like a 5 by 7 in most scenarios, something to that effect. They all sell. They all sell. In fact, they're often much more unique than the big old Campbell's ad or the big old Pepsi ad. All right. Again, I just have a question. Anybody? Oh, Black Hawk hams. What is Wrath? Smoked with hickory. Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. So it's Wrath, Black Hawk. I guess I'll put both in. Only because I do not know. I think I've heard of Black Hawk hams, though. Christmas for sure goes in here. Hickory smoked. It's very difficult to find turn of the century magazines in the UK. I'm sure it is. I found a really good stash of them in an estate sale here local to me in Pennsylvania. And I'm almost done with them, sadly. But yeah, I had like, I don't know, a couple of hundred pre-World War One. My oldest was 1896, and a whole bunch of them like turn of the century, 1905. The magazines themselves are huge. I think they're like 16 inches tall. McCall's, women's, what's the other one? McCall's, and there's another women's magazine that there are lots of from that era that were very popular. Yep, I got Hickory smoked in there, Susan. Thank you. Reta is a meat packing company, says Karen. Thank you. Biff, you've sold Wrath before. You have lard in your Wrath in my collection. Very cool. Okay. Well, that's what we'll do. You think I should put Black Hawk before Wrath? Anybody have any idea? This is my first ad of this nature. Mincemeat topping. It's pretty cool. So it just gives you different ideas, right? Citron makes the holly. Cherries. Jiminy Christmas. It's all ablaze. So it's just kind of some different recipes. I'll put recipe. Ideas, maybe. Wrath packing. Yeah, that's a good point too. But does anybody have any guidance as far as, do you think we should put Black Hawk prior to canned ham? Is a good call, Susan. Thank you. You think we should have it Wrath Black Hawk or Black Hawk Wrath? Or does anybody think it really matters? Canned ham is a great call. Thank you. That is absolutely true, because it is a canned ham after all. Just curious. Anybody has any suggestions? Biff, because I know you said you've sold Wrath. Do you think it should go first or second? Should Black Hawk go first? I mean, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but I'd like to know what you think. I don't think the word order matters as much as it used to. Hi, Missy. How you doing? You always knew it as Wrath ham. Never used Black Hawk. Interesting. Well, thank you for coming in, Missy, by the way. Welcome aboard. All right. Well, I have both of them in, and maybe to Biff's point, especially at the very beginning like this, as long as they're in there, I guess that's the biggest benefit, right? That they're in there. All right. Very good. And we have what? 77 out of 80. Got Wrath in there. Boom, boom, boom. We are blowing through. What do we have? 22 ads tonight to start off with. What, 45 minutes ago? You're so glad to be here and glad you're live. You missed live. Well, thank you very much, Missy. It's a pleasure to have you. I really appreciate it very, very much. And thanks for missing me. I missed myself too. No, seriously, thank you very much. It's great to have everybody. Hopefully people get the word, because we're still having kind of slow turnout. That's okay. I'll earn it back. All right. We're going to deviate from food just because I do want to try to do the single page ads first, and then we could just do all the doubles kind of in a row, because there's some stuff I'll show you that I change as far as the verbiage and all that when it comes to 2 pages. So I want to kind of save them. All right, let's go personal care products, as we call them. Let's go with toothpaste. I think this was. Yeah, Colgate. And this is definitely not for Christmas. So we'll just do Colgate toothpaste. Other health and beauty, sure. Sounds good. Colgate, and it is called personal care products in my store category as well. Personal care products. So just for those who might wonder, that would encompass, toothpaste, shampoo, soaps, things like that. Deodorant ads, sanitary napkin ads, which actually sell really well. Getting back to that point earlier in the show, that it's amazing what certain people buy and collect, but they do. All right, Colgate. This is a print ad. Kotex ads sell very well. Right, Biff? Well, let me go back and change like I said I would do. Let's go back to the 11-inch so we have the proper dimensions. Vital when selling print ads. All right, let's take a look at this. It looks like just some school kids with their dental record. You and your family won, and here's why. Colgate, the toothpaste your family likes best because it tastes best and freshens breath. Uh-oh, it has Gardol, everybody. No fluoride, just Gardol. Dentist. They buy a lot of ads for waiting rooms. Absolutely tremendous point, Greg, Blue, a.k.a. Blue Feather Ephemera. Absolutely. In fact, I have a guy. We always joke about having a guy for things. You need a guy. I have a Budweiser guy, and I have a dentist guy. And exactly to Blue Feather Ephemera's point, exactly. Doctors too, but dentists collect stuff like this. They frame them and put them up in their walls. They're pretty cool for the waiting room, for people, hanging out. They check out that stuff. Kind of like if you guys have ever been to a Cracker Barrel. They're all over the country, I'm pretty sure, right? Cracker Barrel, it's like a country breakfast joint mainly, but they have dinner and stuff like that. They decorate their walls a lot of the times with print ads. In fact, I tried to get an account with them, and I was very optimistic for a bit, but it turns out they have like a wholesaler that they go through. That would have been a score for any print ad people. If you can get into a Cracker Barrel, my goodness, because they have tons of them up on the walls and stuff. But anyway, correct, Greg. Dentists, perfect for a dentist office. All right, so we're going to put Gardol, and we're going to put dental records, and we're going to put dentist. Let's put Gardol. Gardol, dentist, dental records, kids. I don't know, whatever. Buys athlete's foot guy. You have an athlete's foot guy who buys absorbing joint. Yeah, seriously. That's it. You got to get a guy that collect, or a gal, that, because once you get that guy or gal, they're going to keep coming to your store purposely driven to scour for, in Greg's case, the Absorbing Junior stuff. In my case, I have a Budweiser guy. I have a dentist. And even to up that, 4 out of 5 dentists recommend print ads. That's pretty witty, Biff. Well done. To up the ante a little bit, if you want to reach out, once you establish that you have a guy and they've, bought multiples from you, you treat them well, you give them maybe some free shipping for multiple purchases. That's kind of a no-brainer. It's very okay as long as you stay within the universe of eBay for messaging. You could ask them if it's okay to go ahead and proactively send them a message. Hey, Budweiser guy, I just listed 5 new ads. You want to take a look? And again, as long as you stay within that sphere of, the eBay, don't go outside. Don't message them on an email or private message. Don't go that route. It could only lead to bad things. No reason to. If you have a guy, a gal in eBay, stay within eBay. Write them. Like, honestly, tonight I'll be writing, hey, man, I just put up a Colgate ad if you're interested. And it's just kind of giving them a heads up in case, because some of the, especially my Budweiser guy, he's a big-time Budweiser guy, and it's actually Anheuser-Busch, not just Budweiser. Anheuser-Busch, and he wants to know when I list stuff, because although they have a mammoth collection, every once in a while, there'll be a case where they don't have one that I just listed. So he wants to be told when I list that. Again, that's something maybe down the line, if you establish, a frequent a buyer who keeps coming back for a certain product. Just be friendly, open up, talk with them friendly. Thanks so much for your purchase. Again, in my case, I would offer them some sort of a discount automatically, just for bulk purchases. And then maybe you bring that up after a couple of occasions. Hey, is it okay with you if I let you know, give you a heads up? If I list, I'm listing ads all the time, whatever way you want to phrase it. Is it all right with you if I give you a heads up in eBay, a message, next time I list one? And you'll see almost without fail. Absolutely, please do. I'm always on the lookout, because collectors collect, and collectors could be fanatical about the stuff that they collect. So they'd appreciate having us as a guy. I'm the eBay guy for my Anheuser-Busch and my dentist. And in Blue Feather Ephemera's case, the podiatrist guy. So no matter what it is, hey, Mars, how you doing? Evening people of the world, indeed. Jiminy, great to see you live again. Thank you very much. Great to be back. Back-to-back Tuesdays. We did Tuesdays. Maybe Tuesday will be my new night. Monday just didn't work out for me last night, but I promised I would be on, and here I am. I'm happy to be. Mrs. Flippett, speaking of happy to be, Mrs. Flippett, how you doing, honey? We got a Colgate ad. Anything else we could think of? Toothpaste, god oil, dentist, dental records, cavities, I guess we should put. Maybe cavities. Cavities, why not? That's a dentist. Dentifrice, is that the word? Dental tools are called dentifrice. There's a word. Can't say it. Which might be something you could put in if you're interested. Queen of Canada is here. How you doing, Ms.? Teeth. How about the most basic of all possible words for a toothpaste ad? The word teeth. Well done. Welcome, Ms. Thank you very much for coming in. How you doing, Queen of Canada? Great to see you. Long time no see. We're back rocking and rolling for the last 52 minutes, listing print ads like they're going out of style. It's great to have everybody coming back in. And for all you newbies who are just coming in for the first time, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. For all my old timers, he says lovingly, if you haven't left a thumbs up, please consider just leaving a thumbs up here on the old YouTubes. Let's try to get some more people watching. And as always, I genuinely appreciate you being here. It's a pleasure to be on again. Just refreshing my screen again. Great to see you, Queen of Canada. Where are we? Where are we? There we go. Okay. I think that's good. 77 out of 80. We ticked all the boxes, I would say, right? Let's list it. Let's list it. All right. I think we're down to a precious few single pages left. Let's take a look. Where is your Sherlock? Your Sherlock is probably upstairs with Mrs. Flippett, cuddled up in her lap. That's what I would imagine. I'm sure it's freezing there, too. We got this Arctic blast out of nowhere. Pouring rain yesterday, freezing today, 20s tonight. Right, Karen? What's up with this? What's up with this weather? I got flowers coming out. I got all this I got the little buds on the leaves starting to come out on the trees. They're all going to freeze and die now. What's the point of that? Heat is on. Heat is on. Not only is heat is on. Sweatshirt is on. Portable heater is at my leg level because my legs are freezing under the desk. So yes, the heat is on. The heat is on. Yep, he's in bed cuddled up, just as I imagined. Well, Mrs. Flippett, you see, it's just shocking that it's April 8th. We shouldn't have. I'm going to be playing in. Here's a plug for everybody. I have a gig coming up in. Mrs. Flippett, please call Grandpa Flippett for me. He's dialing my number. Please call to make sure everything is okay. What was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train. Mrs. Flippett ripping on me for being amazed. Yeah, just, we had 70s for a couple of days. Sunshine, you think you turned a corner and then bam. These Canadian blasts. These polar blasts. Biff, my local orange grower lost his whole crop last year. Oh my goodness. Because the heat caused bloom. Plug my show. We're playing. Thank you, Greg. We're playing up in Albany on Saturday. Nice place too. Albany is it's the capital of New York State, and it's kind of dead center state. It's about 4 hours or so from me, kind of due north. I was looking at the weather just for fun for Saturday because, that's what I do in advance. Still got 5 days till we get there, whatever it is, 4 days. But I like to give a look because I'm driving up there. I'm the driver. And chance of flurries. In fact, I think it's snowing as we speak up there. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Just turned on the space heater. Absolutely. Yeah, great to see you, man. It has been a while. Space heater it's on low. It's not on high. But I'll tell you what, with each passing minute, I keep bringing it a little closer. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Bring it a little bit closer to my person because it really is chilly. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. -1 Celsius. It snowed last night, but most of it is gone. -1 is what, like 30 or something? It's like right below freezing, right? If you can go to Albany early, go to Data Cottage. Excuse me. Great place to pick up postcards. Really? Nice. Way to go, Michael, with the tip. I don't know if we'll have much time. I'm taking 3 of the guys in the van, and we have all the equipment and stuff. And I'm leaving about 9. I think, or so. We have to be there for 3:30. I always like to allow time for weather, like snow and ice, traffic jams, accidents, things like that. So I always err on the side of caution. If it says 4 hours, leave yourself 5 or 6. Speaking of Canada, number 2, Carl, the lazy reseller. How are you doing, man? Another long time no hear from. Great to hear from. Happy New Year, guys. I haven't spoke to in a while. 77 in Burbank. Rub it in, Callie. Rub it in. But at least we can breathe here on the East Coast. We don't have fires raging. Just kidding. No, I know. It was 77 here, hard to believe, Callie, a couple of days ago. But now we're down to, it's supposed to be like 28 tonight. Yeah, that is a good tip. If I had the time, I would certainly consider doing it. I'll tell you what, on the way home now, we have a hotel room. Maybe on Sunday if they're open. I'll have to look it up. Data Cottage. See if they're open on Sunday. Maybe I'll force the boys to hang out while I go look for some postcards. That's not a bad call. All right, where were we? We plugged the gig. We're still listing print ads, aren't we? Yes, we are. What do we have? 1, 2, 3. All right, we still have a handful of the good stuff. So let's get Santa. When in doubt, talk about a powerful presence in the print ad world. Santa sells, folks. I'm sure we all know this. Not just in print ads and everything. Fire's no bueno. Exactly. Not even a little bit. Christmas. Santa Claus. Polaroid. Okay, let me pull this one up because unfortunately, I can't read anymore when things are that small. Color in 50 seconds is only half of it. That's a nice looking picture. Look at that. That's a handsome truck, isn't it? You got Santa with his Polaroid land camera, the color pack. All right. Polaroid color camera is what I'm going to put. I know I've mentioned this probably 12 to 5 on Sundays. Thank you, Michael. Very cool. I probably mentioned this more times than I care to admit, but does bug me every time, just like the weather with Mrs. Flippit. There is no camera category for print ads, as you will see. There's film photography, film cameras. This is not a film camera. This is not an actual vintage camera, and this is not film. There is no category, much to my chagrin. It really bugs me. So I'm going to go to collectibles, advertising. I think I do household is what I want to put them in. Other household ads, because I guess the camera is a household item. It looks like Ron Howard. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he does. We'll blow that up again so you can see. Personal care. But I do have a camera section here in my store for sure. All right. Let's go. So this is no longer Colgate. This would be Polaroid. This is definitely a print ad, if ever I've seen one. 63. Okay. Santa Claus is coming to town, folks. Let's check out Ron Howard. He kind of does. That's funny, Callie Debs. I'm sorry. Michael says the New York City postcard show went well. Karen, you had a great turnout for the second day. We have one-day shows coming up on 5/17 and 8/30. Another 2-day in October. Oh, let's not rush the year through. But that's good. Mark those dates down. Queen of Canada says she's been selling the most boring ads lately. One ship today was for 1960 Hammond organ. Hammond organ, not boring. I've sold Hammond organ ads in general. They're kind of unique. And piano ads, Steinway, of course, is popular. But I know what you're saying. I don't know if you were listening earlier, Dawn, but we were talking about that. Like, it still astounds me after several years of doing this that the things that people buy. It's true. You list certain things, you think, who the heck is going to ever buy this? I keep using this example, like a washing machine ad or a dishwasher ad from 1953. Like, who cares? And sure enough, somebody buys that stuff. What's up, Keith? Alive and well, man. Where you been? I don't know where you've been. Good to see you. Great to have you. Thanks for coming in. We are listing print ads from, just to catch anybody that's just coming in the last 15, 20 minutes, Christmas of 1963 Life magazine ads. And they're dropping like flies. We've listed probably 10, 15 at this point. All right, so do we really want to go into detail about said camera necessarily? It is the Land Camera Automatic 100. I guess there's some relevance to that. But the selling point is usually like Santa, the little kid with the truck, which is great. Color camera. I guess I'll put maybe Land Camera because that's what it said. It's not that it was for him, and the ad itself was just one. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Like just a nondescript, like just a picture of an organ, basically. No pizzazz. Santa Claus, little boy, truck. How's that? Capture everything. Yeah, it is great to see you, man. Long time no see. I think that's good for that one. What do you guys think? Going once, going twice. The Ron Howard did appear in a Polaroid land camera in the 60s. Get out, really? You convinced that's him? I don't know. What do you guys think? Could be. Yeah, look it up on Google. Really? Yeah, let's look it up. Ron Howard, Polaroid, ad 1963. He was already doing, I think, I was going to say, I think he's a little older than the kid in the picture because he was already doing, Andy Griffith since 1960, I think, right? That kid looks younger than 10. Earlier this year, a lot of the shows conflicted with your shooting league on Monday nights. Good to see you and everyone. Oh, no problem, man. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, again, just, and he went to school in Burbank. Do you really think it's him? Ron Howard, Polaroid magazine. Let's do Life magazine. I mean, you would think it would come up in the Google, wouldn't it? What if we just do Life magazine? And somebody shout out if you see him. If you see an ad. Use lens. I mean, it's worth the effort because if it is Ron Howard, well then, you know what I mean? Can't you crop this? President Johnson. Yeah, he is on the cover. Anybody see any Ron Howard references? I don't. We have how many instances? 1, 2, 3. This is the whole magazine. I don't know who Shuby is. Oh, Scooby Snacks over here. Dumbing down the whole industry by selling the entire magazine for $11.95. And just look, we'll get $14 out of this one ad. Shame on Scooby. Yeah, I mean, I'm not denying it matter of factly, but I don't think so. I don't know that it's that much, you know, it's not like it's a superstar. I have ads with Groucho Marx in it and Bing Crosby and everything. And I mean, you could add a couple of bucks potentially. But I don't know that it is Ron Howard. That's the problem. I want to put Ron Howard. This one doesn't mention it. And again, it could just be a case of where the person doesn't realize it, which is highly likely. But I don't see any reference to Ron Howard. But that is the cover of the magazine for sure. I'm not going to put it, not because I disagree with you, Callie Deb, but I'm not certain. And my luck will get some idiot that's collects all things Ron Howard and says, this is not Ron Howard. If it is, then good on them. But very good eagle eye from Callie Debs. All right, let's create similar. Yeah, I don't know if it would command like a huge premium, to be quite frank, but it's definitely cool. And then we had another multi-Santa ad, I know. Which is, let's get rid of the alleged Ron Howard ad. And let's go to, you can see the multiple Santas up here. Let's see what's going on over here. What do we have? We have Bulliver watches, watch ads, folks. What do you have to say about Bulliver and the like? Blue Feather Ephemera. Any commentary on those type of ads? And we'll go into, now again, be careful because this is an advertisement. Advertising jewelry, you know, I don't want to put it in a wristwatch category, although it would probably get a lot more eyes. You have it listed? Okay, cool. Plenty of room for all of us. Don't worry about it. What do I have? I have a jewelry section or something. Does it say jewelry? What the heck is it? Watches, jewelry. There we go. Put that in there. Santa Claus. Any chance you got to put Santa Claus in your ad? Yeah, the high-end watches do very, very well, Biff. Correct. I've sold watch ads in excess of $50. That's a fact, Jack. Bulliver. Just as a heads up. Do your diligence. Do your research. Christmas is in there as always, Michael. Christmas, Santa Claus. Christmas has been in almost every ad. Not every one. There's been a couple that really, like the Friskies ad, a couple of others that I didn't put it in. Just trimmed off that little bit of unsightly blackness, which is just really the ad being slightly skewed on the scanner. Santa Claus gift problem. Let's see if it's for ladies' watches, men's watches, or it doesn't matter. So you get the idea. We recruited 375 Santas, and they all said, get the Bulliver. See, they're all looking at their watch. Consult your jeweler. The gift quality watch. The whole Santa Claus clan to illustrate the self-lit. Oh, they make 375 different styles of wristwatch. That's the angle we got going on here. And then, of course, they created Accutron. All right, so maybe we'll put 375. I forgot the gift problem. 375 styles wristwatch. Because we used watch, we could use wristwatch. Gotta love Christmas indeed, Michael. It's beginning to look a lot like April. It actually feels a little bit like Christmas out there today. But seriously, folks. Susan says wristwatch. Yeah, I just used a wristwatch. Biff, you bought a bunch of Architectural Digest mags looking for Rolex. It was kind of a bust, but you found some Tiffany. Very cool. All right. What do you think, guys? Let's list that one. We're dangerously close. We might finish tonight. Now, I don't know if that's ever happened where I've scanned 25 ads and we actually listed them all in one show. We'll see. A little over an hour in. But it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to acknowledge that it's been fun. It's great to see a lot of you folks for the first time in a while and talk with everybody. All right. I think that's it for the Santa ads. Okay, let's see. Where is CJ? CJ, are you there? You lurking, as they say? As the kids say? CJ is always here. CJ was here last week for my triumphant return. Here's another camera ad, though, so we'll do that. Kodak. Just put Kodak camera, and then I will just change Bulliver. Oh, no, I'm going to have to go into household again. Advertising, household is where I put mine. Feel free to put yours wherever you want. Maybe you think it might be seen. So we'll go household, and then I will put this back into, I missed this one. We jumped to we did back-to-back Santas as opposed to back-to-back these kind of ads. Camera ads, these kind. Kodak, and we'll do print ad. And let's get it into the camera ad in my store category, camera section, like that. Okay, we're good. Let's see what's going on with this Kodak ad. Kodak gifts, say open them first and save your Christmas in pictures. Got the 8mm camera here. That's a nice looking one. New shape and shooting size. Notice we got into the smaller flashes now as opposed to those big, huge, round ones. You didn't get a notification last week, though? That's okay. I'm glad you hit tonight. Thank you for coming in. So you got the Instamatics. You got, again, a variety, right? You got the, not brownie. You got the 8mm video cameras. Silent, by the way, silent, but that's okay. Brownie Fun Saver movie camera. Less than $20. What a bargain. All right. Christmas gift, gifts, movie. I'll put 8mm movie. That's why you weren't there. What else? Brownie. What was this one called? The first one? Instamatic. Just gonna like rattle off names. Box, I guess, Christmas box. Looks good to me. Guys think we should mention anything else? Kodak film is a welcome gift too. Indeed it is. Dad sitting in his chair with his daughter, I guess, is saying, open this one first. I guess we're good. Good enough for me. Let's list it. Alrighty. Pretty sure that's it for the Kodak ads, excuse me. Or camera ads too. Just refresh my stream here. There we go. Morris used a website to convert your ads to text, and now you throw all of it in the description so you don't miss any keywords. Very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. And do you find that helpful? It pulls out some cool words you might not have thought of. Very, very interesting. Love it. Marsh using technology to his advantage. And God knows we all need an advantage in life. All right, we have a couple of single ads left. Let's just kind of bang those out. We'll go to good old Bayer Aspirin. All right, Mrs. Flippit, good night, baby. I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for coming in. 110%, huh? That's awesome. Bayer Aspirin. Like he's going to tell you. Come on, Susan. I'm sure you could just search for image to text tool or something to that effect. Bayer Aspirin. This would go into the dreaded, medicine and first aid. I was going to say home care products or whatever I said, personal care products. We'll put it in medicine and first aid. That is definitely true. However, in my store, it will, again, reside in personal care products. It's just text. You could put can you put a URL in this chat? You could try. I don't know if you'll be able to. If you don't put the URL in, you could just use the name of it. Is it just a text editor you're using? Give it a try, Mars. Oh, you got to have a wrench, right, Miss? Right, Queen of Canada? You could just type the name and don't put .com or whatever at the end, if you'd like. You could do 15 a day for free. All right, this would not be a Christmas ad. This would be a boring. Speaking of boring ads, doing right. Yet one that probably sell. Good old Bayer aspirin. Nope, we don't see anything, Morris. Colds and flu. They got children. Oh, remember the orange? Oh my God, I used to have this all the time. And St. Joseph's aspirin. Chewable, orange flavored, disgusting. Tasted like Tang. Yeah, but I think you could just type the name, right? Like if you could type if it's called, google.com, don't put just put Google, for instance. Just put the name. If it's a website, if it's I don't know if it's a program. But if you care to share, that's wonderful. All right, we're going to keep this extremely simple for colds and flu. And I'm actually going to drop the price on this one because there's no way. Watch, it'll sell tonight. All right, list that one. There you go. Image-to-text.info. Thank you very much. If anybody wants to try that out, appreciate you sharing. I love the idea that it pulls words that you might not have thought of. Like, let's see if you put the let's ask Callie Deb if you put that Ron Howard ad in there. Let's see if it recognizes it as Ron Howard. That would be pretty funny. We have one more. I saved the best for last. Image to text. Thank you. Doing right. And thank you very much, Mars. This one is kind of cool because of The Sword and the Stone, which was a new Disney animated feature in 1963. So that's the selling point here. It's for like paper products for like, I'll show you. It's kind of a nondescript. I don't even know if it had a company. It's for like, the makers of the tinsel and the icicles and all that stuff. But you can see it has Merlin on there. Angel hair, double glow, icicles. We still use these. I love that, the tinsel. Try Google Lens for the Ron Howard. Yeah, we did. We tried that, Callie Debs, and no good. Thermometer. Bum, 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 bum. Thermometer. Oh, for the aspirin ad? Not a bad call. But yeah, these double glow icicles and everything. So it's really just, and you can see it says Walt Disney Productions down here. MCM LXIII, 1963. So Disney's going to sell this one for us. Not the icicles. I'm going to put Disney print ad. Sword and the Stone. Let's see where we're going to put that. It's not a plunge. We could do this. Post as prints. It's a print for sure. Disney is the brand. I sell a lot of Disney stuff, so I'm accustomed to this, but it's actually, like figurines or special pins or hats or clothing. Character and story would be Sword and the Stone. Yeah, DT, we're calling him. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a he or her, but in the UK. So we have a very, somebody burning the post-midnight oil out there watching this show. I really appreciate that very much. Okay, so we're not going to put it, doesn't go back to any kind of convention or event. It's just a Life magazine ad. But let's put this in, I have like a movies, what the heck is the name of the category? I don't have many of them. Movie star films. Yep, sure. Yep, that is a great name. So we have Sword in the Stone, and then we could definitely have Christmas decorations, Merlin. What else, folks? What else? Future length cartoon, lovable magician. Put magician. We could put wand, magic wand. We could put owl. We could put tinsel. We could put icicles. do you guys think? Help me, help me. Owl. Tinsel. Oh, that looks like it's going to be it. Tinsel, Tinsel. Yep. Cool ad, folks. Cool ad. An upcoming movie. So you're going to collect, you're going to attract movie buffs. List the angel hair as it is not made any longer, says Missy. You don't say. Angel hair. Probably a fire hazard, right? Angel hair. Non-irritating angel hair. Oh, you can see it's from life too. Tinge proof, does that say? What does it say? Tinge proof? Angel hair. Yeah, I think so too, Mars. Thank you. Evil spun glass that can cut you into pieces. Oh my God, really? Evil spun glass. Angel hair. Angel haired Merlin. No, I'm not kidding. Not going to fit angel hair in Merlin. That's okay. How about wizard? Nope. Son of a Bafangul, as they say in the hood. All right. That'll be good. I think that's sufficient. Thank you for the little hint on the evil spun glass. Want no part of that. Definitely want no part of that. Cool ad, though. I agree, Morris. Very cool ad. Boom. All right. Let's see. That is it for the single pages. We are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-page ads. If it's okay with you folks, I think we're going to hold on to these for the next show because Mrs. Flippett has already given me the flag of I'm going to bed, honey, which basically means get up here. I require you. So an ongoing effort to keep our marriage a happy and healthy one here at 8:23. So we got what? An hour, almost just about an hour and a half of entertainment in at no cost to you. And it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Let me get rid of this thing. But yeah, I don't want to. She really does want me to go upstairs, so I will. And now I can turn off this side computer and stare straight into your lovely faces. A lot of fun. Cool show. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's always a ball. Thank you. Same here. Thank you very much, Karen. You have a great night. Stay warm. Thank you, Marcin. Great to have you, man. Great to have you back. TT, thank you very much. Do you ever sleep? You got to get to bed. What time is it? 5 hours, right? 1:25 a.m. in the great UK. One of my favorite places on the planet, by the way. Oh, okay. Just turn that off. You too, Queen of Canada. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much, Callie Debs, and great contributions. Everybody, actually. Morris, DT, Blue Feather, of course, Karen, everybody. And Missy B, thanks for coming in. Made some great contributions as well. A lot of fun. Today is Tuesday, right? Friday, I can't be on because we have the show on Saturday, and I think I'm doing something Friday night. If I can make it on Friday, I will. I don't want to promise it. Probably look for a Tuesday night. I like the Tuesday night thing. I know Keith said it works out better for his schedule. If you guys don't have any objections to doing Tuesday instead of Monday, I think Monday being Monday sometimes just, things kind of straightening out from the weekend and whatnot. Maybe Tuesday night's a good night. I'm not stepping on anybody else's time slot that I know of anyway in our space of ephemera and all that stuff. Yes, thank you, Mars. Please do hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit it already on your way out. And share it out. If you know anybody else that might be interested in this kind of content and hanging out with us on a Tuesday evening or a Friday evening or whatever night we happen to pop on, please let them know about it. A lot of fun. Thank you, Carl. Good night to you, sir. Tuesdays are great. Okay, cool. Tuesday's a good time. Everybody's digging the Tuesdays. All right, so it is written, so it is done. We will do Tuesday nights henceforth, providing availability and whatnot. If I happen to have shows in the summertime on Tuesdays, I won't make it, but I'll give everybody quite the heads up, all right, in advance so that we know. And we will, Karen, also with the thumbs up on the Tuesdays. So thanks, guys, for all your feedback. It's greatly appreciated. Guaranteed I will see you, God willing, next Tuesday. Possibly might see you Friday. And I will not list those 7 ads, whatever are left, the double page, because they're nice. And some of them are kind of unique products, too. And they're all Christmas time, which is always a good thing. It's always Christmas on eBay and Halloween. Always good to get your Christmas stuff, your Halloween stuff. And now, a couple of weeks from Easter. So if you have any Easter postcards, which I know are kind of popular, I have a bunch of Easter postcards up. Now's the time to get your Easter ads, your Easter postcards up. Probably about a month ago was the time to get them up, but better late than never. Get them up, and let's see if you can make some extra sales. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you Friday, maybe Tuesday, definitely. Good night. Stay warm.